Good morning.
Hello.
This is Bry. Everybody knows
Hello.
Bry.
Hello.
He's come to ramble with
Yes,
me.
I come to ramble with Jim
Yeah.
on a course in the area, and
Yes.
luckily it just finished in time. And I phoned Jim and said, "Where are you?" And he said, "I'm going for a breakfast. How could I not? How could I not have a beautiful breakfast with Jim?" Great to meet you, Jim, as well. Really, really
Great to meet you, mate. Fabulous. And I don't want to sound as if I'm affected in any way, but loads of people who I've met in the past, so it's really amazing. I've been watching you on the box for the last 15 months, and to actually sit in front of you. Well, I feel exactly the same feeling as they have
bless you,
now.
thank you.
To actually sit in front of such a wonderful bloke.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
I get so much pleasure from your channel, mate. It's
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Thank you. Good. That's what it's all about, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah. So for my friends who have never met Bry, you've got to watch The Ramblings of Bry. It's on YouTube. And it's also got a Facebook site as well. And a very, very interesting and lovely man. And it's a real pleasure to be sat in front of you, mate.
Bless you, Jim. Thank you very much.
Shall we go and have a fag outside?
Yeah, let's go and have a fag.
We're just going to go for some fish and chips now, Peter and I. And but I've been sat outside this pub now. We've been in for about an hour, isn't it, Peter, or thereabouts?
At least an hour.
I've met Chris and Nikki, who are absolutely wonderful people. We've just
And
been.
Starsky.
Sorry.
Starsky.
And Starsky, yes, there he is.
But no hutch.
It's been lovely talking to you.
It's been fantastic talking to you, Jim.
And you're in the business of knowing about cancer, and that's your job, really, isn't it?
Well, no, I know about pharmaceuticals, but I know about people, and what I do know is from what I've seen of you, Jim, you're a tower of strength, and to do that for your wife, Trish, after what she's been through, is quite extraordinary, and I wish you all the very best of luck in what you're doing. Just keep going, mate. Brilliant, well done.
Should be very proud. Best of luck, Trish.
It didn't actually start like this. It started as being a walk for my 70th birthday.
Oh,
Did it? I tell you what, though.
But then when
turned into something else.
Yeah, it has definitely turned into something else.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, there's a great big opportunity. So I've said I'm going to raise 20 grand.
Wow.
And I've still got Scotland to walk around yet.
Well,
And I'll be starting that at the end of July and walking up to John O'Groats. But meeting people like you are what drives me on, because you're absolutely wonderful
you deserve
people.
it.
Brilliant.
You deserve it. And I tell you what, it would have been interesting to see you when you were 35 stone, but taking you as you are now, it's wonderful.
I hope your rabbit
He's
dies.
sponsored by Slimmest World.
very, very nice to meet you.
And you, take care.
Bye
Lovely
now.
to meet you.
I'm just
Bye-bye.
standing at the bus stop actually here, and I've just asked this lady, I didn't get your name, sorry. Andrea, if she could advise me about the buses, and she's not really a bus kind of person, but we just got chatting really, and you were saying something confirming to me how you get these little pockets of communities which are like really lovely people, and I was saying that I've experienced that like all the way around Britain, you know, on this walk. And so you're from Croydon originally, and you came and settled here.
I was, for a little while. Moved around as well,
Yes.
but ended up here and love it here. Just absolutely love it. The people are friendly, it's quiet, it's peaceful, but in no time at all you can be in Ashford and you can be across to France or up to London in next to no time. So it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you'll have an amazing time while you're down here.
What
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to as much as anything, as well as going on the Romiley Hythe and Dymchurch Railway.
That is amazing.
I've seen it before, and I've been to Hythe and seen the station at the North End, but I've never actually been for a ride on it. And,
you love it.
As a kid, I remember having a book with this in when I was, you know, maybe 8-10 years old, and I can still see that photograph in my mind of like a scale model of the Flying Scotsman,
and
I'm looking
changed.
for that.
I think you're wanted.
Well, here I am at the Romiley Hythe and Dymchurch Railway at Hythe Station, which is the north end of the line, and I've bought a ticket today, and I'll be catching the 10:30 train and going down to Dungeness, where you saw me yesterday struggling with the wind and the rain and all the weather that I encountered. And the plan is today, instead of catching a bus back to Dungeness, I'm catching the train. So I've just bought a ticket. And one of the assistants here is this lady, and your name is?
Madeline.
Madeline. So are you a volunteer, Madeline, or do you work here? Is it?
I'm a volunteer here 1 day a week,
Yes.
and the rest of the week I'm in their catering department. So
right.
I'm both. I have the best of both worlds. Get
Right.
paid for doing one job, and I'm volunteering for the other.
Well, that's very good, isn't
But
it?
I love it. This is my life. This is what I love doing.
Yes. I mean, it's. You obviously see lots and lots of people passing through here and everything.
Absolutely.
And it's only really the early part of the season yet. It hasn't
Well,
really
that's right.
started yet, has
No,
it?
not quite. No.
Yes. So when does it all kick off? When the kids are off school?
That's right. Yep. School holidays,
Yes.
summer. Yep.
Yes. Oh, yes. And the steam engines, I was saying to you earlier, I mean, when I had my camera in my hand, I was just filming a steam engine. I was saying it's you can film the engines and the beauty of them and the colour and everything, but you can't film the smell. It's a complete unique
It is
thing,
unique.
isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes, that steam,
And it's
that
lovely.
steam and smoke mixed and everything.
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, I was a train spotter when I was a kid. I'm talking about in the 60s, early 60s. In fact, earlier than that. And that smell of smoke and steam mixed on a steam engine kind of turns me on, if you understand what I mean.
I understand, sir.
I'll never forget that unique smell. It's gorgeous.
I first came down here with my granddad. My granddad, who used to live in Hythe, would always bring me down to see these trains, and I fell in love, and that's it.
Yes.
This is my life now. This is
Yes.
what I want to be. This is what I want to do.
I think once a train spotter,
Always
you're
a train
a train
spotter,
And
yes.
I still enjoy wherever I go on this walk around Britain. Like I was at Ravenglass, which is the same gauge as this, and
That's right.
went for a ride on the Ravenglass Railway, and there are several other ones, and of course all these other things like the Pickering, the North Yorkshire Moors Railways. My wife and I have spent many occasions up there, filming and travelling on the
That's
train.
right.
It's-
The Yorkshire Railway, the Steam Railway, are bringing their programme back this Friday.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
lovely. Very nice to meet you.
And you too, sir.
And thank you very much indeed for your time.
Enjoy your trip around Britain, and thank
you
you
very
for
much.
being with us.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much indeed. Bye. Well, I've arrived at the old Point House at Angle. This is Karen, who's just made me a cup of tea. And I'm not far now from the camper van, which is only about another sort of mile and a half away. So, Karen, how long have you been here?
Well, I've been here for 3 years, as in owning the pub for 3 years. But I've been coming to Angle since I was 4 years old, so I've got
right.
a lot of associations in the village.
I was about to ask you what brought you to,
Yeah.
like the end of the world almost.
Yeah, well,
isn't
it is. It's the there's sort of the two sorts of people that come here: the people that find it and then come back year after year after year after year.
Yes.
And then, of course, we get all the people like yourself that are just passing through.
Well, you are on the British coastal path.
Yeah. So we get a lot of passers-by.
Yes. Yes. And as far as you'll be getting people from all over the world in the same way as me walking along. I meet people from all over the world as well. I mean, is there a history attached to the pub? Is it
Well, it's about, nobody knows exactly how old it is. It's about 400 years old.
Yes.
But years and years ago, it was a bit of a pirate pub.
Really?
Pirates,
Smugglers
shipwreckers,
and all that.
smugglers,
Oh.
yes. Anyone of dubious character
Right.
was, yes, always happy to settle up here.
Yes. That's very interesting.
Yeah, we get a better class of people these days.
Do you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I suppose
by and large.
it makes
yeah.
you wonder how many times they've kind of been raided or what have you. In the old days. You know what I mean? And you
Well,
look at all the battlements
the
and all this
smuggling was mainly there'd be like ships that would be wrecked and things like that.
Right,
so
right.
and then looted. The bounty looted and stuff like that. It doesn't really happen these days.
No.
Um,
No.
But yeah, it's quite a nice history to have.
Right.
People always like things that involve pirates and shipwreckers.
I know, it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
My name is Jim Hawkins, as in Treasure Island.
As in Treasure Island. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been a real pleasure meeting you, Karen. I know it's your day off, really. You've
It
been doing
is.
some cleaning, haven't you? You haven't got much cleaning done.
No, I haven't got much cleaning done, but it often happens. People come by, and so
Yeah.
may as well just offer them a drink and
Yeah.
make them welcome.
And I would imagine, like everywhere else, it's sort of tailing off for the winter now, isn't it?
It is.
You must have had a very busy summer.
It is now. If you'd have been here about 10 days ago, all of these tables would be absolutely packed.
Yes.
As soon as the children go back to school, it's like a tap turning off.
Yeah, absolutely. I've
Yeah.
discovered that.
Yeah.
Bank holiday Monday, I was trying to get onto this site at Solva and I couldn't get on it. So I went the following day and there was only 3 people left. Everybody else had gone. You stay as long as you like.
Yeah,
Say,
it is a bit like that. But we still get the good weather now, probably still into October. So, we'll still be open we're more into our passers-by now as
Yes.
opposed to our regular holiday makers.
Yes, I can understand that. Okay, well, it's been a real pleasure meeting you, Karen. Thank you
And
very
you?
much. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Well, I'm just walking into Sandwich now. I saw a sign back there saying about a mile, and I've got to be honest, I'm ready for a sandwich as well. But I've bumped into Helen and Lee, and you was telling me, Helen, this is a bit of a training day for you today. You're building up for something big.
Yeah, we're trying to do 7 hours today on our feet because we're walking for the Macmillan. We're doing the Jurassic Coast Walk in June. So so we're trying to build up now to the final sort of 8 hours. So today's a 7-hour walk. So we started in Deal, we've come to Sandwich, we'll go back home to Deal and then carry on to Kingsdown and then back home. And hopefully that'll give us 7 hours.
And are you enjoying it? That's the main.
Yes, she said with reservation. Yes, it does hurt, I have to say.
Well, it's a bit of a slog at times, isn't it?
It is a bit of a slog, but yes, we're enjoying it. And the weather's lovely, and we meet some nice people like you, Jim, so yeah, it's been good.
Well, I mean, the good thing is you haven't got that east-winter battle against.
Indeed.
I've been fighting that since Portsmouth.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It's been awful, and today is more or less the first day where it's calmed down, really.
Yeah, it's fine, and it's good underfoot. And
But the weather forecast is staying much the same. I mean, the ironic thing is, by the time I reach Margate and turn the corner, I'm heading for London along the north bank of the south bank of the Thames. And I'll bet your life it will change around the other way.
Absolutely.
It'll be sod's law, won't it?
It doesn't matter which way you walk, whether you walk west or east or north or south on that coast, you're always hitting into the wind.
I know. And you, Lee, I mean, you're obviously together, and have you got lots of experience of like coastal path walks over the years?
No, this is the very first time I've done it. I have run the London Marathon, but that was in 1995.
Yes.
And the surprising thing is that it took me just over 5 hours to run the 26 miles.
Yes.
And on our training day, when we did the 5 hours, we only accomplished 18 miles. So although the distances are the same, the effort seems to be significantly more.
Yes.
And indeed, age has added time to the skeleton and the muscles.
Yes.
So I don't know which is harder in real time, whether the walking or the running. But it would be nice to have experience of both distances and different disciplines.
Absolutely. And I think this idea of doing the Jurassic Coast, at Dorset, I thought it was absolutely stunning. I think it was absolutely amazing. I didn't expect it to be that nice, to be honest with you.
No, it's nice. And a friend of mine died in October, and he was from Dorset, and that prompted me to actually get involved with that.
Yes.
And a friend of Helen's had a team request at the same time, so it kind of all just dropped in. So I'm walking for a guy called Ray Bryant, who sadly passed away in October.
Right.
And we're doing all right on the fundraising between us. We're in the region of about £3,000 for Macmillan Cancer Trust. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a good experience all round.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Anyway, sir, we must get on. Nice to meet you, and good luck with your endeavours.
Absolutely, and the same to you,
Nice to
you
meet you.
both. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
And you.
And keep your eye on Facebook and YouTube.
We will do.
We will indeed.
We will do.
You've got an opportunity there to get some more promotion. That's great.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye
Bye-bye.
now. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, This is Fiona and this is Matt, and I've just arrived here on the beach actually, having started to follow the John Muir Way, and I'm sure you might be able to tell me a little bit more about that, Matt, in the future. But you were saying you're local people and you live in Coburns Path, which is where I finished my walk the day before yesterday. So you were saying you come down here nearly every day then for a walk?
Yes, we come down, cup of coffee, sit and just enjoy it, and when the waves are coming in it's really quite marvellous.
I can imagine that. So that's a nice Birmingham accent you've got.
Well, let's West Midlands, shall we call it?
Well, go on.
Kidderminster.
Kidderminster. Oh, well, now that's a nice part of the world.
Having said that, I've not been to Kidderminster since 1974.
Oh, right. It's still there?
Yes. I've heard it's not fallen into a hole or anything since I've left.
No.
But
I don't notice it.
I was in the army for years, so you'd thought and I've lived up in Scotland now for 30 years since I got out of the army, but can't lose the accent.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because it's still quite pronounced, really. I mean, I'm from Hull and I've lived in lots and lots of different places, so I've lost quite a lot of my accents over the years. See, we're still getting this bit of wind that just suddenly shoots up. And it's
nice though.
I think we'll be all right with all of this. But you're actually a true Scottish lady.
Yes, I was born in Edinburgh, but my father went to work in the aluminium factory in Kinlochleven.
Yes.
And then when Matt and I got married, we moved from Kinlochleven down to Larkhill, which was beautiful actually, because we were right on Salisbury Plain.
Yes.
And then we were in Germany, came back to Aldershot, and then when my son was born in 1984, we came back up to the Borders, because my parents had moved from Kinlochleven to the Borders, so we've been here 30 odd years now.
Oh, do you think you'll like it then?
Oh, definitely. But I still miss the mountains. When I get up to Glencoe, that's me home.
Yes.
Because that's my sort of, I suppose, spiritual home, really. Where I was brought up. Lots of happy memories.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, do you do a lot of sort of coastal path walking? Is it been one of your?
No, we do have a couple of bikes, and we take them up to the caravan occasionally up near Glencoe, and there's a beautiful cycle track up there that's hardly used. There's an awful lot of cyclists still using the road to Oban as opposed to the cycle track. So
right.
But you get some beautiful views of the coastline, Stalker Castle, Appin, and all those places. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm looking forward to all that. To be honest, since I crossed the border, having walked before I started Scotland, I was doing like Norfolk and Lincolnshire, where there's not one natural hill. It's quite a complicated system. There's not much of a coastal path to follow. There are beaches and stuff, but they come in fits and starts, and you spend an awful lot of time road walking. So I was always trying to make a film that looked interesting by showing houses and cabbages and fields, and it was nothing like a coastal path as I know it, having done the southwest coastal path,
that's
and the Pembrokeshire and all around
Wales,
sort of that way, and so I'm so relieved to actually get back to having something serious to video.
That's great.
Well, the West Highland Way from Glasgow up to Fort William, the views that you'll get from there are stunning. Just make sure you've got your midgie stuff with you.
Well, my plan is actually for me now to walk as far north as I can get before I have to turn back for the weather. And next year start in March, somewhere around there, and go up the west coast from Gretna Green and come round to wherever I finish. Hopefully that'll be John O'Groats. But people did warn me that the West Highland Way in autumn is full of midges and kids and wasps and all the
clegs are the other one. The horseflies.
Yeah, we call them clegs.
And they bite like they're
I've
worse
heard
than
about
midges.
this. But if I go in the early spring,
you should be right.
or
later on, September onwards, you get the odd wasp there. Otherwise,
we were up a couple of weeks ago at the caravan, and the weather was lovely, and the midges went back. When the damp comes down, that's when they can be quite bad. But if you've got a sunny day with a bit of breeze, then they're not quite so bad.
Wonderful. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you two people. It's lovely, and one of the things I like about not all the places I go to is also the people and the attitude. And every Scots person I've come across, I mean, somebody did say to me, "Hey, see you, Jimmy." You know, that kind. And I thought, well, how does he know my name?
Yes.
But you know, it was quite funny. But seriously, I did come across one guy in St Abbs who was in his car, and it was 7:30 in the morning, and he wanted to be past me, and he actually touched the back of my legs with his car. And so I gave him a bit of grief.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
He was in such a rush, 7:30 in the morning, and all he did when I eventually let him through, he just loading some snorkel gear onto a boat. And so I said, "What was the rush?" You know, and we had a bit of a he won't do it again. And when it came to me walking back from the end of the pier where his car was, I walked really slowly so he couldn't get past, and I stopped and took some photographs so he couldn't get past. And I just thought, well, this will show you.
Karma's a good thing.
And that's the only. And the thing was, I've got to say, it wasn't a Scotsman. It was a Geordie.
Oh dear.
And I'm being dead honest. So, but all the rest, you know, it's been really good.
Oh, well, I hope you have a really good one.
Thank you.
It's a lovely place, this.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. I'll see you on. Bye-bye. Well, it was meet very nice people on the beach, and here's two people, Angela and Tony, who were just walking along, heading down for the castle. So, you've done this walk before, or
some years ago?
Yes.
Oh, quite a few years ago, yes. And also from the other side, from the south.
Right. And has walking always been a part of your life then?
Oh yes, ever since we got married.
Really?
Yes. My husband's the real walker, I'm the amateur.
Really? Well, that's interesting that you can actually do it together at times as well.
We've done some very airy walks in Bonnie, Scotland.
Yes.
On the Coolins of Skye.
Yes.
Very nice. And any other ones, Tony?
We've been up the Ben a time or two, haven't we?
Yes.
We love Glencoe. We've had some marvellous peaks, Glencoe. And of course in Wales we're very fond of the Gliddereye and the Snowdon.
Yes.
And we've climbed the Scorefells a few times, haven't we?
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So we've had some really good walks we have in the years.
Yes.
And what about your children, your grandchildren? Are they taking after you? Are they walking?
Well, our sons really love the walking. Yes, I don't think they've introduced the young ones to it yet because they're very young.
Yes. Well, I always say this to everybody. It's been a very great pleasure meeting you, and I wish you every success.
Thank you.
I know we shipped in the night, but I mean, I'm sure, I don't know whether you use the internet, but you can look on there. But if not, maybe you've got a friend or a neighbour who can help you. And if you just look for, that's all you've got to do is just put Jim's Coastal Path Walk, and you'll see this interview as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And look forward to seeing the rest of your journey.
And I hope you have a good completion of your journey.
Just across the way from Bamburgh Castle, and it's Ken and Sheila, and they're from Scotland. And do you take you walking seriously then, Ken, or
I would say no.
No.
Just enjoy what I see.
And so you come to an area like this and just explore. You know, quite light-hearted, really.
Some bird life and the music of the area.
Yes. And you, Sheila, you particularly like this area, obviously.
We love Northumberland, and we come down twice a year to Northumberland. We like music, we like walking around. We've been at Lindisfarne today, Holy Isle, and we're working our way down the coast. We go back home tomorrow. Our home is just outside Glasgow.
Really?
And my husband here plays the Northumbrian pipes.
Really? What, to a good standard?
Mediocre.
Right, okay. Because we're musicians, actually. He's a sax player and I'm a guitarist.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, so we've been talking about music, and he whistles and sings as he walks along.
Good,
actually.
lovely. Well, we enjoy folk music, and we seek out folk music in this area.
Yes.
Last night we were at a folk club in Ashington. The previous night we were at a folk club in Cramlington.
Right.
We also enjoy casual music sessions, and we've been very lucky this week. We go home tomorrow. We've been very lucky this week with the weather.
Yes.
It's lovely and sunny, and we're just making the most of our last whole day.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
And it's great to meet you and hear about your journey.
Adventures.
That's very kind of you, and thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And you've got my number. When I'm walking through Glasgow, I don't know when that will be, but I can always call and see you, or we could meet up for a coffee or something.
Yes, that would be.
I was actually considering going all the way down the Western Isles and going down to Annan, and then sailing across to Ayr to avoid Glasgow, to be honest.
Yes.
But I'm not quite sure how I'm going to actually do that. It's a little bit. I'm taking it day by day
to see how that's going to work in. Yes. When do you hope to be near Glasgow?
Well, it's my 70th birthday at the end of July, and I'm hoping to be there somewhere around there then.
Good.
So that's
lovely. I'll follow you once I get home. I don't bother with internet or anything while I'm away. But once we get home, then I'll have a look.
Yeah, a lot of people are the same now, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, I say this to all of these people. It's been a great pleasure meeting you, and thank you very much indeed for your time. And I wish you every success in the future.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your walk and your adventures and the people that you meet on the way.
Thank you very much.
That's part of it.
Great meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice
to meet you.
Yes.
Okay, bye now.
Thanks,
Maybe a mile north of Barnbury Castle, and I've come across Carmel, who's on her way to Barnbury. So, where have you been today?
We started off at Belford, and we're doing part of St Oswald's Way.
Right.
Which is from Holy Island to Heavenfield, just outside Hexham.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's where we're heading at the moment. There's a campsite there. There's 2 or 3 campsites there, I believe. And so do you do a lot of this kind of walking?
No, we're building up.
Building up? Well, right, okay. And are you enjoying it? That's the main.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Today's been one of the best walks I've been on for a while.
Yeah. The weather's turned better today because the wind's changed. It's from the south now.
Yes,
and I've walked up the coast, and it's been in my face for the last 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
And I put my jeans on today because my legs at the front are white and the badly sunburned at the back. Because you've been walking north all the time. But anyway, it's been a real pleasure to meet you, and the best of luck with your walking.
Well, thank you.
If you're enjoying it, that's the main thing.
We are, a little bit at a time.
Yeah, okay. Nice to meet you, Carmel.
Nice to meet you.
We're not far from Lou now, and we've bumped into Jeff. And you're a local man, Jeff, aren't you?
Yeah.
And what are you doing today then? I noticed you've got a tripod. Are you doing some photography or something?
I'm into landscape photography as an amateur, and I tend to carry my gear whenever I go out. But today I'm hoping to walk to Polperro and back to Lou.
Yes. Well, that's very interesting. I mean, we're obviously going in the opposite direction. I chose to do this walk around the UK anti-clockwise, and I think the good thing about that is that I think most people do it clockwise, and so I do bump into a lot of people. So I don't know why that is. Why people do it one way or the other.
No.
But could you tell me what to expect then between now and Seaton, because that's where we're heading to today?
Seaton, compared with the walk from Polperro to Lou, which you've just done, is a little more bland.
Yes.
It takes a while to walk away from Lou to get rid of the houses and get into the countryside again.
Yes.
And you'll come to a holiday village called Mulindreth.
Right.
Which has been, or is in course of being, redeveloped and tidied up.
Right.
But the last time I saw it, it looked a little run down.
Right.
So it's probably not the grandest of walks.
Right.
But still worth doing at least once, just so you know for yourself.
What were they trying to do? Like build a kind of a Butlins kind of thing?
It was people could buy flats and there'd be holiday facilities there, like a clubhouse and things like that.
Yes.
But I get the impression it didn't really make enough money.
Right.
Our climate probably got in the way.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's possibly the case. So, I mean, do you spend a lot of time on the coastal path then, Jeff? Are you do you do this photography anywhere, or particularly on the coastal path?
Anywhere. If you're in this neck of the woods, it's always worth visiting Dartmoor and places like that if you can spare the time.
Yes.
So I tend to spread myself around.
Right.
But I'm not walking the coastal path as you are.
No, I appreciate
I tend to hop from place to place. I've done a few bits on the north coast and a few bits on the south coast.
Yes.
A few bits in Devon.
Yeah.
So
there's quite a contrast between the north and the south as well, certainly from a walker's point of view.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more rugged, isn't it?
The north coast is the most rugged. It's a little more gentler. The beaches you find are a little gentler on the coast path.
Yes.
On the southern coast path.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's been really lovely talking to you, Jeff, and you don't get many opportunities to talk to other people on the coastal path at this time of year.
No,
I think it's more or less finished for the walkers now. I think after the New Year, maybe 2 or 3 days after the New Year, they virtually disappeared. I mean, I came across, I'm not saying I don't see any, but I don't see many.
No.
So it's a pleasure to meet you.
Right, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet someone who's got the stamina to do the whole thing.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, the best of luck, mate. I've given you a card, and I take it you've got social media.
Yes.
Keep in touch. It'd be nice to hear from you.
Okay then. And the best of luck with your walk.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.